Okay. So this is just a totally fun playtime with bodies and yoga silks and whatever else we do. Um, I just was, I just love playing with this thing, and I, I don't know. I just got a hit the other day. I was like, because a lot of people have kind of asked me about it and been curious about it, and it's like, what if we just got together and I just kind of showed you guys some stuff? Because basically, so I was a dance teacher for 13 years. I've been dancing my whole life. And did also was a yoga teacher, and then I kind of stopped when I started traveling a lot. I stopped doing that, and I started taking a class here in Colorado where I live with somebody who does um, it was years ago. She doesn't do it anymore, but she calls it what did she call it? Aerial yoga for strength. Because a lot of aerial yoga they do, there's different types, where you can like you do a lot more like acrobatics, or you do like yoga poses in the silk. And the way what she developed is this, like, I loved it so much and I still play with it because it's so strengthening, and I just love the sensation of getting strong, and getting stronger all the time. And I've just kind of like, since I taught a very different form of dance, and we always played with this idea of like, what if your body could actually get greater every day? Not age, but actually like you can like choose something greater with your body every day and actually create that. And I love playing with that. And the silk has been such a contribution. And evolve, not devolve. Exactly. Exactly. Um, so anyway, so I play a lot with the stuff that I learned in this class, and I can give you guys some videos that her name is Raven. Raven. I don't know. I think her YouTube is Raven Elise, um, and she lives in Colorado, but she has a few videos on YouTube where she takes you through like a class, like a 20-minute or a 30-minute actual class. And that's not what I wanted to do here, because that's one of the things that I do with the silk, but I'll dance with it and I'll just play with it. And part of it for me is just like my body interacting with this yummy thing and the possibilities, and just really playing with it. And I think as far as movement goes, it's like, if that's what we do, like if we're moving from the joy and the fun of it and the exploration and the play, then we'll move. That's what our bodies actually love to do. If we're like, I need to exercise, we all know how that goes, right? So I just kind of wanted to show you some whatever is fun, and just, it's not about what I do but you, so you guys can get some ideas or whatever. um and I want to also, just because people have asked about, like, you know how do you even have one of these things, so I can send you also some um website. I'll post them in I for some reason I can't post in the event that I made for this, so it's weird. I don't understand that, but in the Creation of Living group, I'll post like links, follow-up links or whatever. So and if you found this from my profile, just search Creation of Living group and you can ask to join it and it'll be in there. But basically, to set one of these things up, this is an aerial yoga silk. I don't know how wide it is, but you can lay in it like a hammock, which is really cool. And for like a standard, I guess in the US, standard ceiling height is maybe like 8 feet, 8 to 10 feet. Which, what would that be, like 3 meters or something like that? So you would need about 7 to 9 meters or yards. I guess meters and yards are pretty close in length of this fabric. If you have really high ceilings, obviously you'll want more. You can just order it by the length. You can order it, you know, by however many yards. The website I'll send you is a US company, so it's in yards. But I think I got 7 yards here. And as you can see, I have these tails, like I don't need all of it, you know, so I have a lot of extra. But basically you just, the way that I hung it is, there's a beam in my ceiling right there. So, you know, you need to find out where there's actually a beam in the ceiling that you can anchor it to. And then I just put these little eye bolts, if you can see them, screwed those in. And then those are locking carabiners for rock, they're like rock climbing equipment. And you want to have the locking kind. So if you can see, they have a little thing on the, like a little thing on the side that you would spin. And what it does is it locks them so they can't open up. Like if you squeeze them, they can't open. So you definitely want the locking kind. And you want to find one that's as big as you can get, because there's some fabric that, you know, has to go through it. And then you just tie it. You just fold it over and tie it, you know. And you want to have it be, let me see if I can show you here. So you want to have the height of it be, you're going to have it in like a loop. So there's types of aerial yoga where you're working with like straight, just like 2 loose lengths of fabric. And I don't know as much about working with that type of silk as I do the hammock type. So there's different kinds, but this is, you want this to be right about where your hip crease is. And I'll show you why when I show you some of the moves. But just so you can go upside down, which is a really fun part of having this. I love going upside down. You won't hit your head on the ground. So, and you know, if you guys like, I didn't have a plan for this at all. So I think probably the easiest thing, since I have the silk, is just to show you. But if you feel like just like moving your body with me, or like getting on the floor and just playing, feel free, you know, because we can all just play with our bodies as we're exploring here. I'm gonna get a stool. Hold on one second. So you guys can be a little higher. Let's see. Hopefully that works. So, so basically there's, I mean, you just like, I just kind of play with it, right? So you can, this is like, it's very stable. You can hang from it, you can swing from it, you know. So these are some of the things that Raven showed me, you know, or that I did in the classes that I took with her. This is called a rib hang. And so if you can see the silk is like, just kind of at the bottom of my shoulder blades. And you can put your arms up like this or whatever. And I can lift my legs up if you want to do, like, this is really great for like core play. You know, you can, my silk is a little bit low for this, but, or you can stretch your arms out long and just do like leg lifts, or try to even flip over. So just, it's like, what if you just got in it and just played, you know, with like, oh, what can I do here, you know? And there's all kinds of like, just because when I'm here, you know, like I'm pressing with my arms into the fabric, which gives me leverage to play with my legs. And it's like this, you know, really cool, just a lot of like strengthening sensations for my arms. But you can just even just hang here. And that's one of the things I love about it too, is there's a lot of hanging that you can do that just lengthens the body. If you want to go upside down, you would put the silk back here. So you want it to go like right at the kind of across where your sacrum is. So kind of at the top of the hips, above your butt. And you can just flip over. And I can't, can you see me? But so I'm just hanging. And the idea here is that, you know, you want to have your legs obviously wide in some way, or you can move them up the silk. So you can just wrap them. Can you see that? Okay, now I'm going to get really acrobatic. There you go. So you see how I have them wrapped like that? So from there, I can just hang my whole body. Like, so I'm just, see if I can show you. This is so funny. Hi. Like this. So I'm hanging like here. And so I could just take my arms here, and this is just such a yummy feeling of just like my whole spine getting long, and then you can see that's the situation above. So just your legs are wrapped. Now, if you want to really do some fun strength, this is one of my favorite strength exercises, but it's an ass kicker. And also, just one thing to say is when you do a lot of movement upside down in the silk, you may find that you're a little nauseous at first. That happens to me when I haven't been in the silk for a while. And I love the upside down stuff. So but your body gets used to it. So just, if that does happen, just play with it, like push it a little bit, you'll know. But and your body over time starts to adjust, and it kind of goes away. So, but so let me go up higher with this here. So if you want to do some really kick-ass core work, you can go up to your toes like that. You can also just have your legs like this. This is a little bit easier. And then this is so funny. I've never done a Zoom upside down. So you can be here too, and I'll do like a lot of like side.
Looks fun.
What's that?
It looks so fun. It looks so yummy.
Okay, so we have to, if anybody here gets a silk, message me. And we'll have a second when y'all have silks and you can play too, okay? So you can go side to side. I love that, or like reaching your arms up like this or back. So just playing with different parts of your core. And then I always love just doing this and just hanging like this. And you really can let go here. Like the silk, really, if you see, it's like, I'm not going anywhere, you know? And this is why you want this to be above on the top of your pelvis, because you, especially with your legs open, there's no way you can fall out of it. And then let me show you one other upside down thing. So I do a lot of core work upside down. And then, you know, if you want to stretch out from there, you're in a great position. So sometimes I'll just do the long legs up, and then I'll walk my body like this. Wait, let me see. There we go. So walk your body forward, and then just sort of hang and the whole front of your body gets a really awesome stretch. So, whew.
That's
Cool.
down dog on steroids. Oh,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
goodness.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, okay, so let me show you some other stuff. And these are, I guess I'm just going through a lot of the like strength stuff, but then we can play with some other possibilities. So there's a way that you can use it also just, there we go. Just for a lot of like intrinsic strengthening. So you can put your foot in. So I have, just like, it's like around my ankle. And Raven actually does some of this in her videos, but you can just like get really kind of long up your core. You can go side to front. This is really, it looks easy, but it takes a lot of stabilization. And then you can also go out and back. And if that's too much, you can hold on.
If anyone gets a silk, you need to send us videos about this. I can't, my house is gonna fall down probably, but this is so funny for timers.
What did you say?
Like if anybody gets a silk, you need to make videos and send it to us, like for first timers.
Yeah, it will be bloopers. Bloopers reel.
Oh my God, that is so fun. I love it. Totally. Yes. Yes. You posted in the Creation of Living group. That's awesome. Yeah, because it's like, and your body, because part of it is like, your body just like, one of the reasons I wanted to have one of these at home when I was taking classes a lot is because I just wanted to play in it, and in class, like we were always doing stuff, but I was like, God, I just want to like play and like swing and hang. And so it's so like your body will just show you what's fun, and you can really just explore. So yeah, you can do this like front and back, with or without, like I said, like if you want to, this is really super, like you have to be really, there's just a lot of like inner thigh work here that goes on with this. And then you can turn around. You can do, like this is like an airplane in yoga. So you can do a lot of yoga poses if you do yoga, and add the silk to them. So this would be like an airplane. You could do, kind of like repeating this move, or you can go, I'm pretty flexible. You can go back and do like a split. That is, so I just like looking yummy. And then you can use it really to stretch. So hanging your foot here, and then just like really let it hang and just come down on the floor. And it's just this amazing stretch for so many different parts of your body. God, there's a million things. I'm like, I want to show you everything. From here, you could also do like some side plank type stuff. So, this foot is obviously in this, so I could like bring there's so much stabilization, but you could bring your leg up, you could bring it out like that. And you can play with like going side to side. So what, like here and then here. And these are, again, some of the stuff that Raven does in her yoga, in her videos, but just play with it. Also, like a plank, you can like cross your leg over or put both feet in, and you could do push-ups from here. Or also one of my favorite super yummy moves is if you have both feet in, and then you can just come like over your hands. So if you do any sort of like handstand stuff, you can practice that here, just coming up and back. And then I could just hang here, stretch out the front of my body. And then, what's that?
That looks so yummy.
It's so yummy. It's just, and this is like a toy, you know, it's like a grown-up body toy.
I hopped on late. You mentioned Raven. I'm not sure who that is.
She's the lady that I started this with, and she did classes in Boulder for a while. She doesn't do it anymore, but she has a few classes on her YouTube channel. So I'll share that in the Creation of Living group when this is done. But you can also, so you could come laying down. Again, you could put both feet, you could like lift your hips up, pull in kind of thing. Or just even like with one leg, like up and down, just that kind of, you know, whatever, but like just explore, you know. Anything else from here? Well, let's play with the arms a little bit. So there's some fun, there's just some amazing like stretch, like I'll show you, this is one of my favorites, is because my shoulders tend to get tight, so
I love how you're just tossing your camera around.
I know. I'm like, this is very low professional, low tech. But so if you put your elbows in, and then you can just go out here. You can get in the camera. And just sort of lean, and wow, that's just an amazing shoulder opener. So stuff like that, or you can hang like this. Or if you want to, you can wrap your arms around the silk and get more of a stretch. And I could even just come, like it depends on the flexibility of your shoulders, but you could just kind of lean forward all the way. I'm at a weird angle, but like that. There's also this thing that she does called Superman, where you go, let's see if I can, this is kind of a big range of motion, but you would come back. So let me take it lower. So you would come back. So lean way back, reach your arms up. You can stretch here, side to side. I'm a little bit off center here. But you can also do like a go between back and then forward and kind of just hang here. And there's this lovely shoulder thing again here. And then just go back and forth, back. I love this one, super yummy. And then you can just play. So if you come down onto your knees, just play, so if you take your hands through and around, then your arms you can either hold on to the whole thing with both hands or both sides and just do some stuff like you can lean from side to side. And this is just really like stretching and lengthening and strengthening too. You could go like out and back. That's really good kind of core and like triceps right there. Just all kinds of stuff, like just playing with it, or standing. You can put your arm in and go out and back. So that's really like a really intense side body kind of thing. Or if you had this higher, you could do that with your, let's see, how would I do that? If you want to shorten it, you just wrap it. Let's see. So going out and back like that. And then
Heather, is there like a height requirement for ceilings for a class like this?
Oh yeah, because you, well, I mean, well, yeah, I would say you, like I probably like an 8-foot ceiling. So what is that, like 3 meters or so?
Cool.
Is because I mean, it would work with a low ceiling, but there's more that you can do. You can stand in it. Like you can, if you have a really high, I don't do this as much here because my ceiling isn't like where I used to do the classes, the ceilings are really high, but you can do that. Like we used to do these where you kick, and that's a really ass kicker of a, if you do that a bunch of times. So with high ceilings, you can play more. Like I could see my head is like almost to my ceiling here, but you can do stuff standing. So you can open it up. There's like all kinds of stuff you can do getting into it, but you can do like a, like a warrior 2 pose.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you're in it. It's a little hard for me because what happens is you can't see, but my head is right up against the knots up here. So it gets tighter. So there's not as much room for me to move. So higher ceilings for something like this is better, but you can do, I need to move my feet out a little bit more. There we go. So like warrior, like going into a warrior and then
Yeah, gravity then totally helps your hips open more.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, and then just, see, I can't, like moving my head is kind of tricky, but going to the other side, stuff like that. And then of course, laying down in it, you can do like a Shavasana. So just stretching out all the way. And from here, you can stretch side to side. You could roll onto one side, curl in, curl back, that kind of stuff to just do those nice, yummy stretches. What else do I want to show you from sitting?
This is so awesome. Thank you for showing this. It's so much fun. I love it.
You're so welcome. I was just like, I don't know how this is going to work with other people not actually having silks, but I just thought, whatever. Like, and if you guys are inspired, then you can come back to it.
I'm definitely getting one.
Cool. Yeah. It's just, and I actually, I had it in my downstairs, like in my basement room, my like storage room. And I never used it. And so I was like, I'm going to put it in the middle of my living room because I'll use it if it's in my living room. And I do. I'll just walk by and like pop in and, play or whatever. So, let's see.
Heather, with the hanging it has to be on a beam or under a beam, like at a beam.
It needs to be anchored to something solid, like really sturdy and solid.
Yeah.
You can't put like anchor.
With the anchor bolt and do you use 2 anchor bolts or do you use 1 and put everything into 1?
No, I use 2. So this is how I have it set up is so there's
It's
these
2 different anchor. Okay.
Yeah, these are
Heavy
they're eye
bolts.
You see?
Eye bolts, yeah.
So and then there's a big long screw up above.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then these are if you didn't know what I was talking about before, these are the locking carabiners.
Carabiners.
So you untwist it and then it opens. But you can see how it's red there, which means don't use it. And then when you lock it, it won't open. So you definitely want to get the locking kind. And you know, like actual climbing carabiners, because they make carabiners for like decorative stuff, you know, but you don't want to hang your body on
Even
those.
keychains. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So what else? I mean, and then there's just like kind of playing and dancing with it. Like I do that sometimes where I just kind of, I think I did a video at one point just doing that, where you can just like spin, you know, if you want to like, woo, just spin around and, you know, whatever's fun, like just playing with it, you know, going upside down. And when you get more, you know, when your body gets more kind of like fluid, like used to the fabric and stuff and what's possible with it, like you'll find, you know, how your body wants to play with it. Trying to think of, does anybody like, does anybody have any other questions or?
Is there a weight limit for the silks?
What's that?
Is there a weight limit for the silks?
A weight limit? No, I don't think so. I mean,
No.
it's really sturdy fabric. It's not, I don't think it's actually silk. It's like, it's more like a nylon. So it's super sturdy fabric. Yeah.
It's a taffeta version. I'm a geek. I did a bit of a research. It's a taffeta of some sort. Taffeta.
Oh, okay.
It's
Interesting. This one, I don't think, this one feels more like nylon to me. I don't know, but you can, I'll send you guys the website where I got this one. I don't know, you know, if you can order it internationally, I'm not sure, but yeah, you can, I'm sure you can find something. So Carol, did you have a question?
Yeah. So do your kids also use this?
Yes. And a lot of times I actually am like, you don't get to do that with my silk. Because but no, they love it. They'll hang in it and spin each other around. Like, you know, they do that kind of like, so they don't really do like yoga, you know, of course.
Right.
So I just, when they start really swinging it, to me, I'm always like, that can kind of loosen the bolts. So I don't like them to do, like, it's best to have the action really be like a pulling down, you know, than like, meh. But I'm also totally OCD, so it's probably fine. But also like, you know, like the fabric is, you want to take care of the fabric. So you don't want to have shoes. You don't want to have like lip stuff on, or, you know, like oils. I mean, and of course you will, but like, you know, you just, to wash it, I don't think I've actually ever washed this. Probably should. No, it's actually fine. But you just wash it in cold water and hang it.
Okay, good.
To dry. So, but you do want to just, you know, if they use it, just have them be, you know.
It would be a really cool class to have, like Silks 101, The Unleashing of the X-Men or something.
Oh, I love
They
it.
were all like, because really it's about, I mean, as I took some screen grabs of you with you full on, when you were up in the shadows, and it's like the silhouette of your body flipping around in this thing is really cool. And it just made me think of X-Men and all those places where we're not choosing to actually step into the unknown. And a lot of this, like, I'm gonna hang on a silk. Are you freaking kidding me? That's a little crazy. I don't have like, is my ass gonna pull my ceiling off the wall when I hang on a giant cape?
Right.
What are we aware of? Like, it could be a really fun, playful class for like silks for like X-Men phenomenons, silk losers. Like, and
I love you.
I'll sign up for that one.
That's awesome.
Me too.
That is so cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing that up, because that, like, this is, I mean, you know, you guys, some of you may know, I love talking about X-Men and bodies, and just like not talking about it, but exploring it, you know, because X-Men bodies are just freaking amazing, you know, like really have capacities that we don't even realize. And it's so fun. Like that's, in the beginning, I don't know who all was on or if you were here, Christine, but I was saying, you know, when I used to teach dance, like one of the things I continue to play with this, but we played with a lot was, what if your body could actually get greater every day? You know, instead of like the whole aging thing. And so to me, it's like the play of this is part of that, like the exploration of like, wow, I mean, it's like we get greater every day with the tools that we use. So why wouldn't that be a possibility for your body too? You know, and to me, like, this is such a fun way to play with that, because there's this like, I mean, that's when it's fun and playful and like enjoyable, it's like, you'll do it, you know, but when you're like, I need to exercise, you know, that's really boring especially for X-Men, because we like variety. Yeah. Yeah.
I have another geek question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
You know, the two U-boats that you have there, do they have to be 6 inches apart, or do they get to be 20 inches apart even? Or would that be too much strength? Would that require, I mean, the force on it would be more, or sorry,
you know,
geek question.
Yeah, I would say where they are here is about, I didn't measure or anything, but you want it to, you want the silk to hang straight down into a hammock, you know? So if they're wider, it'll pull in a different way, but also your movement in the silk is going to be limited. So you want them to actually kind of be as close together as they can. And I don't remember how she had it rigged in the studio where we were, but there might have been like one anchor and then 2 carabiner, like some webbing, you know, climbing gear or whatever.
With the swivel on the top.
You don't need a swivel. There's no swivel here. And because it just, you know, when I'm like, you know, rotating or like, it just, you know, it does its thing. So, and actually I don't think I would want a swivel, because when you lay into it, like in the hammock, it's really, I mean, that's an awesome, like, you know, shavasana, or just, you can lay and just rest and whatever. And it's nice to not swing. It's nice to actually and you'll swing when you first get in, and then it'll stop. And it's lovely to just hang and not have the movement. So if you had a swivel, you'd probably have more movement. So, God, I know there's a million more things, but I can't really, I feel like it's funny. Like I did this cocktail, I do these cocktail classes every once in a while. And because I'm like, I would say I'm writing a cocktail book, except for I haven't written anything. I'm just sort of creating it in my head. But I was like, I don't know how to make recipes, because I just put stuff together and play. And so my cocktail classes are kind of like this, where it's like, well, here's a bunch of ingredients and now ask your body, you know, because it's so much more about like you playing with your body and exploring, you know. And my friend Cara was on the last one I did with the cocktails, and she was like, I'm just downloading your universe with this, you know. And then she started playing, like she just got the energetic information and started playing with making cocktails. So maybe that's more of what I actually wanted to do today, is just like, I mean, yeah, there's moves and stuff, but just show you guys like what's possible. Cause I think like with things like this, you know, people are like, how do I do, like, where do I even start? You know? And it's like, well, just get in it, like get one, hang it up, you know, hang it up. That's the hardest part really, is getting it anchored in a safe way. And it's not that hard, but, and then start playing, you know, so let your body show you what's fun. So So, any other questions?
And if anyone does create your own little swing or silk in your house, let's have a blooper reel somewhere.
Oh, we were talking about that. I know. Well, so use the creation of living group. Like, you know, sometimes I'm active in there, sometimes I'm not. But it's really for me. It's like my desire for that group and like why I created it years ago is to have it be a place where we can explore things like this, like the joy and the hedonism of living, you know, and the play of it. And like, to me, it's very much about our bodies and like having fun, having bodies on planet Earth and creating, you know? So that's really like, if y'all want to, you know, if you get your silk or you have a blooper reel or you have whatever, like just post in there and let's see, you know, and if enough people, you know, or whatever, I don't even know what enough is, but like if a bunch of people or a few of you or whatever get a silk and you want to actually do some stuff, we can do another one where you actually could be in the silk too. So cool. Fun. Thank you guys for coming and playing. This was really fun.
And Heather, I just want to thank you because your invitation to share us how to play here, when I saw that invite of doing the silk, I was like, fuck, I have so many things I love to play with. I'm going to do just some fun invites to come and play in these crazy modalities. So
yay.
I put it out there really fast, like right after your little sprinkle tinkled over here. So my
awesome.
ceiling can totally handle a silk. It's all wood. It's gorgeous. So yeah, thank you for that inspiration. Inviting people to play.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just as like a little side note, but I had this huge, massive change in my life and business last weekend during the SOP class. Oh yeah, look at that. I just was like, you know what? I'm so fucking tired of like, I mean, I thought I was doing business, like whatever business is, like as living, you know, the adventure of living. Like I thought I was being me, you know, and then like this whole big thing like changed and rearranged, and I was like, oh, fuck that. Like I'm so bored with like everything that I've been doing, and not like the classes that I do, but just like how I've been creating the business, and I was like, I just want to have fun and play. And so my silk was like, hey, and I'm like, oh, I got the idea and I created the event and I put like, it was just like in 5 minutes, I'm like, let's do it, you know? So, and it's not even like, but it's like, if business is your entire life and everything that you love and just creation, you know, it's like, how much more of that kind of stuff can we all just be playing with just for fucking fun, you know? And like I know I tap into like what we created here, just like the joy of play with our bodies, and I'm like, that's what I want to see in the world. So anyway, little side note, but thanks for being here, you guys. I'm really grateful for all of you. Cool. Go play, go have fun with your body.
Yes. Thank you. This was awesome.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.